Boy, there certainly is a lot. In fact, tonight we begin with yet another disconnect, like we saw just within the last week or so. You may recall when the White House was saying that millions of masks were being provided across the country. I think the president actually said millions and millions and millions, while at the same time we saw doctors and healthcare professionals wearing bandanas and making their own. There just seems to be this real disconnect. Well, here we go again, and this time the subject is testing. It was another day of mixed messages and confusing parallel universes. In Washington, Vice President Mike Pence said there are more than enough coronavirus tests available to all 50 states who are prepared to reopen.
We have enough testing capacity today for every state in America to go to phase 1.
But in states across the nation, governors from both parties continue to plead for more tests and the supplies needed to process them.
We need a lot more testing across the country.
Every governor in America has been pushing and fighting and clawing to get more tests.
Maryland Republican Governor Larry Hogan said today he was so desperate for test supplies that he had his South Korean American wife Yumi help broker a $9 million deal to get 500,000 test kits from South Korea.
The administration made it clear over and over again that they want the states to take the lead. And we have to go out and do it ourselves, and so that's exactly what we did.
Today, the vice president said the U.S. is conducting about 150,000 tests per day, but researchers at Harvard estimate there needs to be 3 times more that number to safely reopen. Today on Twitter, President Trump compared the governor's demands to when they were asking for more ventilators. They screamed it loud and clear and thought they had us cold, even though it was the state's task. Now they scream testing, 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 again playing a very dangerous political game. The president's critics say he is playing a dangerous political game by fanning the anger of demonstrators protesting against stay-at-home orders in states with Democratic governors.
They want their life back. Their life was taken away from them.
The protests are often organized by groups with ties to the president's conservative supporters, even though the demonstrations contradict the president's own federal guidelines. One of his top aides is arguing it's the governors who are going overboard with social distancing.
Some of these governors have physically distanced from common sense. In Michigan, you could basically smoke your grass but not cut your grass. This makes no sense to many people.
This makes no sense to many other people who are concerned about the spread of the deadly virus when they see protesters crowding together, many of them not wearing masks.
I'd rather be working. I really would, and I really wish they would open this up.
Some were confronted by people wearing hospital-type scrubs. Many of the demonstrations have been organized on Facebook, which today said it's removing the groups if the protests violate a state's gathering guidelines. Some states are now slowly lifting restrictions. Today, South Carolina and Mississippi announced opening their beaches. Georgia's governor will allow hair salons and gyms to open on Friday, while restaurants and theaters can open 3 days later.
Well, I can tell you I don't give a damn about politics right now.
Today, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer struck back against the anti-social distancing sentiment.
This action isn't about our individual right to gather. It's about our parents' right to live.
In the COVID-19 epicenter of New York, 911 calls have dropped 50%, and the state has seen its lowest 24-hour death toll in 18 days. The flood of patients may be slowing, but Mount Sinai ER Dr. Matthew Bai says it's not just the elderly.
When the young patients come in and they don't end up making it, it takes an emotional toll on everyone. It makes us realize that everyone can be affected.
Including the youngest. 5-year-old Skylar Herbert died from COVID-19 on Sunday, the daughter of 2 Detroit first responders, a police officer and a firefighter. She had been on a ventilator for 2 weeks. Skylar's heartbreaking story, along with many others, motivated retired Marine Josh Landris to dust off his trumpet.
I'm a disabled veteran and used to play taps, and I thought it would be important to play taps to remember those who have fallen to coronavirus.
There on his small balcony in Queens, his haunting tribute echoes over the skyline. One more note on testing. It was about a month ago when the task force predicted that by the end of March, about 27 million coronavirus tests will have been completed. Well, here we are in mid-April, and up until now, we've had a total of 4 million tests. We clearly have a long way to go. Back to you.